I found out I was pregnant during the Delta wave of the pandemic. We were over the moon, so grateful, excited to grow our family. And yet, it was also one of the loneliest experiences of my life. At first, I thought it was just because of the isolation in the pandemic, or the fact that my entire family and all my friends lived halfway across the world, and I had very little support or company. Humans are social beings. We don't just build our identity off of our individual reflections and feelings, but also through the ways that other people respond and relate to us. So here I was, becoming this entirely new person. And apart from my husband, my dog, the people in my OBGYN office, and my next door neighbors, nobody really got to see that. It was lonely to feel so unseen, invisible. I spent a lot of time online and found so much information around the how-tos and logistics of pregnancy and childbirth and newborn care, but no one really got specific about what I really wanted to know. How will this change me internally? And what do I do if I can't recognize who I'm becoming? I've always been fascinated about humans' relationship with change, and so naturally, I attempted to capture mine. I picked up a film camera or two from eBay, several rolls of film, a vintage mirror from an estate sale, and that's how it unfolded. A series of self-portraits throughout my pregnancy. Almost a year later, with the help of time, hindsight, and these photos, I realized what I've been trying to see all along. I wish someone told me that from the moment I found out that I was pregnant, the woman I was instantly becomes the measuring stick for everything I do or become from that point forward. Look at how thin I was. Look at how young I looked. Look at how much I was able to create and achieve in my career. A masochistic kind of nostalgia. Me versus myself. Who I'm rooting for, I'm not sure. I wish someone told me that while I was pregnant, the only time I would feel confident was when I was naked. When I could clearly see the contours of life growing inside me. I saw my body for what it was, a marvel. But getting dressed felt like putting on the weight of a million negative voices on my skin. It is terrifying how vivid and vast the vocabulary women learn to criticize their bodies with. I found myself secretly calculating my workouts, counting calories in the periphery, hoping against hope that I was one of those rare women who only gain pregnancy weight in their belly and remain thin everywhere else. I was not one of those women. I wish someone told me that becoming a mother feels a lot like grief. Every day, as my belly grew, I felt like I knew myself less and less. Recognizing the person in the mirror was and still is an entire process. On some days, if I squint real hard, there's a flicker of that girl. I know her. But on most days, I'm left to wonder what's left of me. Which parts of my old self do I need to fervently hold on to? And which parts must I now reimagine? I wish someone told me that even when this choice was planned and deeply wanted, doubt will still wash over me every day. In my second trimester, I found myself becoming obsessed with staring at the skin on my belly, camera on, waiting for a kick, a little ripple of a heartbeat or a hiccup. But I knew that if I sat there for too long, I would soon be overcome by the largeness of my body, the largeness of motherhood itself, the permanence of this choice tattooed forever on my body and my soul. What have I done? Do I really want this? What if I'm not cut out for this? What if I'm not good enough? That last question hovers over me to this day. I wish someone told me that the journey to motherhood feels like throwing a grenade at the identity I worked so hard to discover and come to know over the years. In my 3rd trimester, I stopped working out. Walking 2 blocks with our dog made my joints hurt. To-do lists became shorter and yet stayed unfinished. Dishes remained undone. I mostly just sat on the couch and napped. This photo was taken on one of those days that I would repeatedly refer to in my journal as lost days. When did I decide that I lose something whenever I'm just being and not doing? Achievement as self-worth has been beaten so hard into me my whole life that I can only accept growth as being better, faster, harder, stronger. Yet here I am, in the middle of the most profound transformation I've ever experienced in my life, and yet it's hard for me to see it as growth because I am now heavier, slower, softer, gentler. I wish someone told me that in the process of my becoming, I would have to come undone.